Test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test.
Test, 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 test. Fifth Third Arena, the scene for a crucial conference matchup between the Cincinnati Bearcats and the Utah Utes tonight on a snowy Tuesday evening. Hello everyone, I'm Jack Ritchie alongside my partner Chris Begon. And Chris, the Bearcats have won 2 games in a row. They're starting to get on fire right at the right time. And if the Cats want to make a run to the tournament, tonight is a crucial one.
We talked about it. Even though this team has had a lot of struggles in Big 12 play, the chance at March Madness looks bleak. But if they can string together a couple more wins in this final remaining 8 games of the regular season and have a good showing in the Big 12 Conference Tournament, they can definitely make a run for a potential seed and bid at March Madness. The same can be said about Utah too. They just need to get hot at the right time and continue their momentum into conference tournament.
Yeah, both these teams right on that bubble watch for the NCAA tournament, just at a couple of games above 500, but we're gonna get into some keys to the game for each team. And first, for the Utah Utes, my number 1 key, spread the love. Utah leads the Big 12 Conference and assists, and also getting Gabe Madsen open, the Utah's lone star, whole Big 12 Conference. He has been hitting a lot of threes, and it's gonna be difficult for the Bearcats to stop him tonight.
Yeah, it's a little homecoming for him. You know, he spent 1 year here in Cincinnati, opted out back in that COVID year, but my key for Utah is win the rebounding battle again. We saw back in January, the Utes beat the Bearcats in the rebounding battle 41-23, yet they only won by 3 points. Now for Cincinnati against BYU, the Bearcats won that rebounding battle 32-17 and allowed 0 second chance points. So tonight, if the Utes want to have success, they have to dominate the glass once again.
And some keys to victory for the Cincinnati Bearcats. My first is getting Jizzle James and keeping him hot. He had a season-high 24 points on Saturday night against BYU, who was a really big contributor to the Bearcats' victory on Saturday. And then also the offense has to score in bunches pretty much the whole night long. 80-plus points have been scored by the Bearcats' offense in the last 2 wins, which it's really been an up-and-down season in terms of the Cincinnati offense. We saw it earlier in January where they only...
Yeah, and you talked about it, the Big 12, one of the toughest conferences in all of basketball. You talk about Jizzle James. I'm looking at the duo of him and Day-Day Thomas. We talked about it during our pregame before we went live on the air. Day-Day Thomas last year started nearly every game at point guard before having that foot injury, and having him back in the starting lineup, it's showing wonders. He's averaging 15 points per game, and people have to remember, last year he was our starting point guard. Now him and Jizzle, they started to play a lot together this year. We really didn't see that last year, but I'm looking for both of them to have a good game tonight against Utah.
It's so important having a veteran guard like Day-Day Thomas as well as a young sophomore star in Jizzle James. Having those two kind of go off of each other can be very efficient, but we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here. Stay with us on the Bearcats Sports Network. Back here at Fifth Third Arena, about to get underway for a big-time matchup in Big 12 Conference play between the Utah Utes and the Cincinnati Bearcats. And we're going to look at the starting lineups for both of these teams. First for the Utah Utes, Lawson Lovering at center, Jake Wallen at the forward, Ezra Osar at forward, Gabe Madsen at the first guard, and then Mike Sharavats at the other guard. And for Cincinnati, Azizi Bandego will man the centering position. Samash Lukosius at forward, Dylan Mitchell at the other forward, Jizzle James and Day Thomas will make up the two guards. But for tonight, very interesting thing. You said off the air that Utah was 1-6, I think, in the state of Ohio overall playing. So that's very interesting, but also a lot of the international players on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, when we're doing our prep, you look at Utah, they have a lot of international players. They got 5 on this team ranging from Finland, Israel, Taiwan, Nigeria, and Mongolia. It's really interesting. I wonder how their recruiting approach is when it comes to international players, because we see a lot in the NBA now. It's more of an international game. You see more players abroad coming in. I just thought it was really interesting to see a college program like Utah recruit internationally.
Yeah, there must be some kind of program maybe within the school, possibly with that many international players, but definitely very interesting to see, especially a team in the middle of the United States.
Yeah.
For sure, but about to get tipped underway, it will be Bandego and Lawson Lovering at midcourt. And we are about to get underway. Cincinnati trying to get another crucial win in their very hard, very tough, but seemingly still possible March Madness run.
UC needs to come off to a great start today. They really have to. And your stars need to be stars.
So Cincinnati, we will get underway from Fifth Third Arena, and here we go at 7 o'clock at tip-off. And the tip is won by the Bearcats, and Jizzle James will man it, passing midcourt, and we are underway. James brings it to the left wing, dribbles, closely guarded by Madsen. Over to Day Thomas, kicks it to Lukosius, pick and roll with Dylan Mitchell. Now Lukosius will pull up, he misses short. And Utah dribbled it for a second. He missed the shot, but Ezra Usar dribbled it out of bounds at an early turnover by the Utes.
Yeah, that was really weird because that Lukosius shot, it front iron, it took a weird bounce straight down from the rim, and Usar just had trouble retaining it.
So now Jizzle James gets the inbound pass at the Fifth Third logo. He dribbles it to the top of the key. He'll pull up off of the screen by Bandego, and he knocks it down. And Jizzle James continues to stay hot here with the opening bucket of the game.
Simple, find some space, go to his spot. It's a mid-range pull-up jumper. That's butter all day.
So now SR will drive on Bandego. He fades away off the glass, no good. Batted up in the air and rebounded by Bandego. Good start on defense. Now Day Thomas brings it past half court. 1 minute in the play, Cincinnati leads it 2-0. James on that logo on the right wing. He'll get a screen from Mitchell, gets it back to Mitchell inside. He'll put it up, lobs it up to Bandego, who is violated inside and have it stolen away. And now Utah on the run, but Asar could not hold it, and it seems like there's oil on his hands to start this game. That's another turnover.
That's a great way to describe it, because he cannot secure the ball right now, having some trouble early on. That could be something to keep an eye on, though.
2 straight turnovers by the Utah forward, and now Cincinnati will maintain possession once again. The Bearcats offense 1 for 3 to start this game from the field, and now James will get a screen from Bandego trying to set up the offense. Dribbles it inside right at midcourt, bounces back out. Lukosius back to James. James thought about it, crosses over, puts up a long 2, and he'll knock it in. And man, Jizzle James already off to a great start. 4-0 Bearcats.
It's just a mismatch. He had the 7-1 center Lawson Lovering on him, and Jizzle James is just more mobile than him. He's going to win that advantage every single time from the perimeter.
So now Utah's leading scorer will pull up from 3, and that's why he's one of the best three-point shooters in the country. Gabe Madsen, the former Bearcat, knocks it a 3. And now Thomas is going to walk, and that's the first turnover for Cincinnati. So 3 early turnovers overall by both teams in this one.
So the Bearcats are one of the best teams in the nation when it comes to the least amount of turnovers, 10 per game, which is 28th in the country. Something that they've been really good at is ball control and ball security. That has to be an emphasis tonight for Cincinnati.
Some of the keys we talked about pregame as Lukosius knocked away. He'll get it to Thomas. off of the steal. He puts it up, no good. Utah will maintain it, but again, both of the keys of the game. James is getting hot as well as Madsen hitting a three. So the offensive approaches for both teams have been good so far, but now Utah will take it back over 4-3. They're gonna get it inside to the big man for Utah, and it's batted away. 4th turnover by Utah. And now Day Thomas on the fast break. He kicks it to Lukosius, pump fakes it, dribbles it, gets it to Mitchell, back over to Jizzle James, back to Day Thomas in the corner. And now they'll set up the offense. 18 on the shot clock, 17:30 left. And now James, he checked 3, and he knocks it in. And Jizzle James is off to a flaming start, and he has all 7 of UC's points.
Awesome to see. This is what the Bearcats needed. Let's see if he can keep it up.
So now Utah needing a response here. Good defense by James, gets it inside to Usar, and he'll slam it home, and now it's 7-5. Nice pass inside on the interior offense by Utah.
Ezra Asar, you know, he's such a great player coming on recently. Bearcats have to keep an eye on him.
So Jizzle James was 7 of the first 7 of Cincinnati's points. You wonder if he'll try to think about another shot. And now he has it. He'll kick it over to Thomas. Thomas will drive in. Back to Dylan Mitchell. He'll get it inside. Fadeaway shot on the center, and he knocks it in. And how about this Cincinnati offense in the first 4 minutes of this game? Already 9 early points.
I thought that shot right there by Mitchell may have taken a deflection, but overall, great job by Mitchell in the paint, getting up that jumper and converts it.
A little bit of a size disadvantage as he is guarding that center right now. And now James trying to play great defense on the Utah guard. He kicks it over to Madsen. Madsen gets a screen. Thought about a 3. They'll get it back to the center, back inside to Asar, and he'll slam it home for the 2nd time in a row. It's 9-7.
And we're seeing the matchup here, Bandago on Asar and Dylan Mitchell on Lawson Lovering, the 7-1 center. It's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. If it doesn't go to plan, Cincinnati can always switch those too.
So James slows it down now, 16 left. He kicks it to Lukosius. Lukosius inside to Mitchell. Ooh. And Osar took a huge tumble over the back of Dylan Mitchell. That'll be a foul. And we will take our first TV timeout. But man, both offenses honestly got off to a great start. But 4 early turnovers for Utah has been really the main storyline so far.
Yeah, Cincinnati, you know, we talked about how their offense has been so good, but people kind of forget that this is a really good defensive team too, and if they can get that going, if their defense can lead to offense, Cincinnati should be in prime position to take a W tonight against the Utes.
Yeah, the guard play has been one of the most impressive. Hesitant, already shooting very well from the field to start. Overall, I think the offense inside for Utah has been very, very effective with a lot of points down there on the block.
And that's really Ezra Asar, the junior out of Atlanta, Georgia. He has 4 points already tonight. 2 of them, and Cincinnati going to do the same with Ezra Asar. It'll be very interesting and see how those 2 respond to the adjustments.
Yeah, Asar, the transfer from East Carolina last year, who averaged 11.4 points per game for the Pirates. And it seems like there's a lot of transfers, actually. When I look up and down this Utah lineup, I see Baylor, Colorado, a couple Big 12 transfers within, but also obviously the Madsen brothers who transferred from Cincinnati after that COVID year, like we mentioned just a little bit a while ago, but also 2 guys from Salt Lake Community College, Brady Smith as well as Hunter Erickson. So kind of interesting that those 2 came from the same.
Those community colleges, that's where these small players, small prospects start out, then they make their way up to a Power 5 or D1 school. But to see 2 players from Salt Lake Community College make the jump from that school immediately to Utah really shows something significant, that these players are really talented.
Yeah, a lot of veterans on this team, a lot of grads and a lot of seniors and juniors, a lot of upperclassmen, really not many freshmen. There's Jerry Huang, number 9's a redshirt freshman. They have another redshirt freshman, but I believe E.B. Terore from Bamako, Mali is the only true freshman on this whole roster, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you see nowadays with college basketball is, you know, every year it seems it's going to look completely different because of NIL transfer. You know, we saw it when I did the West Virginia game. I mean, I think they had 14 of their 6 same thing. You're going to see a lot of new faces on this roster. It's just the norm now of college basketball.
Yeah, it's not just college basketball as well. We've seen it a lot in the college football world. I saw Cincinnati, we've picked up a lot of defensive transfers in the portal for next season. So it's just an evolving sport. with NIL and the transfer portal, but we will get started back into action with 15:50 to go. Cincinnati will have possession of it coming out of the timeout. Bandego inside. No one was on him, and that's an easy bucket. Keon Dawes was the closest defender to him, but a nice bucket from Bandego.
Bandego, he's been pretty well these past couple of games. He needs to be on a tear tonight for the Bearcats.
So Utah finds themselves in a 4-point deficit now with 5 minutes played in this first half. Madsen will get a screen. He gets it inside, goes with the right-handed finish, and he misses the wide-open layup. And the leading scorer for the Utes with an uncharacteristic miss. So now Lukosius and Skillings, who just checked in, as well as Josh Reed, who is the star of the BYU game. Day-Day Thomas moves inside, has it deflected away, and it'll stay with the Bearcats.
Really interesting for Wes Miller to take out Jizzle James, who's been the hot hand so far. Gotta wonder, maybe they have in the past couple of games, and especially against BYU, this seems gonna be kind of scary.
So now Utah trying to respond once again. Cincinnati's played good defense up to this point. And Bandego with a big rejection. Back-to-back rejections from Bandego. And now Day-Day Thomas brings it down in transition. Josh Reed has it. How about the defensive presence of the big man? Now they'll give it into him inside. Looking to spin, puts it up with the right-handed finish, but no good. Josh Reed had it tipped down. Skillings misses it. And there's chaos inside, but Utah somehow ends up with it again, and they will set up the offense.
I don't know how Skillings missed that. He was right there.
Madsen off of the pass. He'll put up a three, no good. Bandego had it tipped out. It'll go out on him. Utah will maintain possession. Now 2 quick substitutions for each team. Dylan Mitchell, possession was kind of just a cluster.
Bandego.
Now a foul called off the ball. Utah's using a lot of high minutes, and now Wes Miller will put finish. Looks like he slipped there for a second, but 6 points for him already for this Utah offense.
Yeah, the Bearcats have to get him contained. But you mentioned the high pick and rolls by Utah. They have 3 guys on the court that are 6'8" or taller.
Dylan Mitchell gets it to Josh Reed. Over to Skillings. He'll pull up from 3. That one goes nowhere, and it goes out of bounds, but it went off of a Utah defender, so it'll stay with the Bearcats. Skillings missed all the iron with that one.
I don't know if all the iron would even describe that. I mean, it was just a total break. It's all right, though. It's all right. Cincinnati just has to remain composed. Let's see what they can do on this inbound.
Still 2 for 3 from behind the arc for Cincinnati, but you made a good point. Pretty ugly shot there from Skillings, but he'll go in, crosses over, kicks it to James. How about another 3? This one goes off back iron. Nice rebound by Skillings. He'll miss another layup. Gets his own rebound, has it blocked, and Skillings is ice cold to start this one. And now on the transition, wide open dunk for Lawson Lovering, and now Wes Miller will call a timeout, and he is furious with Dan Skillings as they will cut it to a 3-point lead. And we will take a quick timeout with 13:21 to go. The Bearcats lead at 14-11 as Wes Miller still. Back here from Fifth Third Arena with 13 minutes to go. Jizzle James will over this Utah team, and now Jizzle James will bring it up, throws it up to Mitchell, who went up for a second, but it was a bad pass by James, and it's a Cincinnati turnover. And now Assar will drive in, puts it up and one. He has been amazing inside, and now another and one to add to his point tally with it so quick. Down the court, and we talked about it. He's been on a tear down the court, and we talked about it. He's been on a tear. Double-digit scoring. Double-digit scoring in 6 of his last 9 games. But he has just been driving inside with efficiency, and now he will shoot his free throw to try to make it a 3-point play. That one goes in and out. First half so far, 7-point. Pump fakes for a second. James has it top of the key over to Skillings. Skillings looks to get it inside the Page, but an ugly turnover by Skillings. And the Cincinnati crowd very frustrated. Now back to Assar inside. He'll put it up, fades away. This time no good. Nice rebound by James. Now he'll push the pace. Now Jizzle James brings it up. Kicks it. Frederick wide open 3. That one goes off the back iron. Nice rebound by Skillings. Back to James for 3. And that one's an air ball. It will go off of Page. And that'll be another turnover for Cincinnati.
You know, I think that those first 4 minutes of Cincy basketball we saw was like euphoric. Now we're back to our old school roots. We're air ball and we can't secure rebounds. But Cincinnati, I mean, scoring drought around 3 minutes. Go up and down. It's a game of runs, but really, they have to take smarter shots. They're getting offensive boards, though, which is really good. They just have to take smarter shots.
Don't think anyone could have said it better than that. And now on the run, Asar will come up and rejected by Dylan Mitchell. Nasty block with the left hand there. Great interior defense, already the third block for the Bearcats, but now a wide open three on the other end. Utah off the front iron, no good. Skillings fumbled it around for a second, but Cincinnati will maintain possession. Page was wide open and Skillings turns it over again. And this Cincinnati crowd is absolutely flustered, to say the least. Skillings has been playing ugly, and now a foul on James on the push. And we will take another timeout, but man, I mean, Dan Skillings, very uncharacteristic, but 0 for 5 so far, and already I think that's 3 turnovers for Dan Skillings in just the first 9 minutes of play. And I mean, what are you saying if you're Wes Miller in the huddle right now? I don't even know.
Well, I mean, we see this happen a lot where your stars kind of go dark. It happens, but that means someone else has to step up for Cincinnati. I'm looking at Tyler Betsy and maybe even CJ Frederick. But if you're Coach Miller, maybe you sit Dan here for a couple minutes. Let him calm down, take a deep breath. Yeah, 2 turnovers, 0 for 4 from the floor. He has 4 offensive rebounds, though. Like, he's playing aggressive. He just can't get the finish going. But he really needs to just take a deep breath, relax, calm down, and everything will be all right.
I believe Dan Skillings will be coming out of the game. It looked like Lukosius and Bandego will probably check in for Page and Skillings. But with 11 minutes left, just like we said that they needed to, Utah is now in a 6-0 run in the last 2 minutes, and Cincinnati is 0 for 8 in their last 8 field goal attempts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Utah, they're a solid defensive team. But when you look at that scoring drought and, you know, being 0 of 8 in their last 8 field goals, that's more on Cincinnati, what we've been seeing. They've been getting good looks. They have been. But they aren't taking the smart shots. And also another contributing factor, they're just not falling. You saw James, quick possessions there, but you see they have to get an answer going quick.
Yeah, I really like how Cincinnati has been shooting it from 3 quite a bit. There's been a lot of good shots, just like you said a little bit ago on that Frederick dish. That was a good shot, but once those 3 start falling, you know, Cincinnati can really go on a run here in a little bit.
They can. I mean, we talked about it. This team has a lot of talent. They are really talented. It's just the offense has to be clicking. As you see Tyler Betsy check in for Cincinnati, you know, they just have to remain composed, play their game, and get out of this slump.
So 11:46 to play in this first half. Cincinnati leads it 14-13 over the Utah Utes as we will get back underway. Utah will have possession of it under the basket for the inbounds pass. And they will get it to Asar, who is guarded tightly by Bandego. Asar will get inside, and now a foul called on Bandego. A little bit of a weak contact call by the officials there, but Asar does a good job picking up a foul on Bandego.
And I said it again, it's interesting, this defensive matchup, Bandego and Asar. Asar smaller than Bandego, but he's much quicker. But you have Dylan Mitchell on the 7-1 Lawson Loverick.
So now Utah will get their offense back underway, and now a fadeaway shot. No good, rebounded by James. Erickson could not connect on the jumper. James on the wing gets it to Mitchell to set up the offense now. The coach something going on their offense. 10 seconds on the clock now. Bandego dribbles it inside on Asar. Nice footwork, puts it up and no good. Another wide open chance for Cincinnati, and now Asar pushes it inside, and another transition dunk by Lawson Lovering.
Nice pass right there by Asar. He threaded the needle, found Lovering for an easy jam.
Utah's inside offense has been playing really, really well. Now James, a nice shot, and that's good. Nothing but nylon for Jizzle James as he'll finally get back on the right track. 9 points for the sophomore.
And when the Bearcats took him out, we saw they lost some kind of rhythm. You wonder if that disrupted them.
16-15, Bearcats lead it by 1 with 10 minutes to go. They're gonna get it inside the Lovering, 6 seconds on the clock. Nice defense by the Bearcats. 2 seconds. Lovering puts it up with the left hand and gets it to go. And a great defensive possession overall by Cincinnati.
I mean, you have a mismatch, Tyler Betsy on Lovering. That's what Utah's been doing well. They've been getting their mismatches that they want, and they're taking advantage of it.
Lukosius on the wing with 10 minutes to go. Halfway point of this first half. Betsy kicks it over to Lukosius, takes one dribble, fires up a long-range three, rims in and out. Nice rebound by Mitchell. He'll kick it. Jizzle James, nice, steps through, puts it up, and he will not get it to go. Nice rebound by Bandago, though, inside. He'll put it up, and no good again. Nice rebound by Dylan Mitchell, and the foul is called on Asar. And I mean, man, how about the offensive rebounds by the Bearcats, but they just cannot get anything to go.
They can't, and it was an emphasis I talked about. Cincinnati needs to win the rebounding battle like they did against BYU. They're up right now at 17-8, but 10 offensive rebounds for Cincinnati.
Unbelievable.
But they just can't convert and get those second chance points.
10 offensive rebounds for the Bearcats, but they're shooting just 30% from the field so far to start this game. But some new substitutions in as Rayvon Griffith and Dede Thomas will check in for the Bearcats at the guards. Now Betsy has it, he picks up his dribble, he's in trouble. And now he'll get double teamed. He'll send it off of the Utah defender to maintain possession. 9 seconds on the clock. Bit of a freshman mistake there, picking up your dribble in the coffin corner.
Yeah, it was weird because him and Lukosius were basically right next to each other in the corner, and you can't hand it off to Lukosius because they're just going to swat it away. So just awkward positioning. Like you said, freshman mistake.
As well, right in front of that Utah bench. So a lot of chaos right there, but Cincinnati holds on to possession. Now Dede Thomas, 5 seconds down on the floor. That was almost a SportsCenter top 10 play by the veteran guard Dede Thomas. Nice work, and Bandago draws a foul.
He's so shifty. He's really shifty. That's an attribute to his game. He's one of the fastest guys on the team. Use that to his ability. Nice crossover. Just going to get the shot to fall, but Cincinnati, they're fighting. They're fighting for these boards.
And they will maintain possession with 20 seconds on the clock. Now Griffith has it at the CPAW. Bandago kicks it over to Dede Thomas again. Back to Bandago inside. He has a little bit of a mismatch. They collapse on him though. Puts it up and puts it in. And how about Azizi Bandago with a big body move? 3 Utah defenders on him. It does not matter. And 1.
I was going to tell you, he was being triple teamed at the block. Utah, the Utes, just swarm everyone at Bandago when he's at the block. Gets the foul, and he finishes the bucket.
First time Cincinnati's really finished a shot inside. Utah's really collapsing those perimeter defenders on the block, and a lot of the times it's forcing turnovers, but that time turns out to be an efficient basket for Bandago. He'll try to set the check in on the next dead ball. 9 minutes to go, 18-17, Bearcats lead. Utah is setting up their offense again, who has just been driving all night long, and they will continue to do that. Nice step through this one. Great defense by Bandago. Forces a stop. And now here comes Lukosius. In transition, he'll spin move. Kicks it back out to Griffith. Now to Betsy. Back over to Lukosius. Back to Dede Thomas. He'll step through. Looks like there was a bit of contact, but he'll just lose it for a turnover. Utah gets it back now. Madsen, the leading scorer, will pull up. One-footed jumper, no good. Rebounded by Cincinnati. Good defense by the Bearcats in the last couple of minutes. And now here comes Griffith. Back to Bandago. Thomas double team now, has to find somewhere to go with it. Now Betsy has it. Lukosius is wide open for a second, but Madsen recovers. Now over to Betsy for 3. He connects. And how about Josh Betsy, the freshman, connecting with a big 3 there. It's Cincinnati's three-point shooting, it's been very, very bad in the last couple of weeks, but they've connected on a couple, and they'll stretch the lead to 4.
That'll be critical if they can get that to go their way.
Utah's offense trying to find a response now. Madsen kicks it inside, backing him down, and batted away for a second. It's going to stay with Utah. They're trying to use Zach Keller inside on Bandago, but he's playing great defense. And now another time.
Come out, and the Bearcats kind of lost rhythm. So to get it back, you know, you're seeing Rayvon Griffith checking. You're seeing Tyler Betsy, Josh Reed checking. They're trying to get a spark. But another thing, too, and there's still 7:46 remaining in the first half. So Cincinnati, have to be careful. Don't get themselves trapped because Utah, they're going to bring the double team. We've seen it happen a lot, even the triple team. Just take care of the ball, know your outlet, and find somebody open because once they bring that double, someone's open. There's a mismatch. There's an advantage.
Speaking of them collapsing those defenders, you wonder if Wes Miller might think about telling his bigs, hey, maybe look outside potentially because there's going to be some wide open guys, but if you can't, maybe just try to draw a foul, worst case scenario. But we will take a quick timeout with 7:46 to go. The Bearcats lead it by 4 here at Fifth Third Arena. .46 to go here in Fifth Third Arena on a Tuesday night in conference play. Cincinnati leads at 21-17. And just looking at some overall statistics so far in this first half, the Bearcats being outscored 14-6 in the paint. Utah has been dominating that offensive efficiency throughout this first half, and they look to continue that as they are down 4 points. That we will get underway once again. Utah has, and it's just terrible defense out of the timeout.
Yeah, and Cincinnati, they're getting killed in the paint right now. You talked about 14-6. There's another bucket for Utah in the paint. They really have to make some adjustments.
Yeah, Levering, the 7'1" center out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. He has been pretty dominant as well as Zassar so far early. And now Reed coming in out of the timeout, and he definitely traveled there, and that's going to be the 7th Cincinnati turnover already in this first half. Jizzle James will check in for Betsy. So he took a quick break, but he'll be right back in. The Cincinnati's hottest shooter, Frederick Mitchell, Jizzle James, Josh Reed, and Day Thomas out there. Very interesting lineup on the floor right now for Wes Miller's Bearcats, but now 7 minutes to go in the first half. Utah gets it inside to Sar, who's double teamed. He kicks it out for a 3. Good closeout though by Cincinnati, and now a huge mismatch inside. And another bucket for Lovering. It's a tie game.
I mean, Lawson Lovering, he's just in his bag right now because he's finding space in the paint, and his teammates are giving him the ball in the paint. He's just going to work against Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's defense inside has definitely been a little bit of troubling so far in this first half. We're tied at 21 apiece. Cincinnati's offense trying to find a response now. Jizzle James has it with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it over. There's Josh Reed for a wide open 3. And he knocks it in. And how about Josh Reed, who had a big game Saturday night? He'll continue it here. Another 3-pointer for the Bearcats, who are now shooting 40% from behind the arc. They are stroking it so far in this first half.
If Josh Reed can get hot like he did against BYU, I mean, that's going to do wonders for the Cincinnati team.
Utah missed front iron. Dylan Mitchell pulled down the rebound. Now Day Thomas brings it in transition with 6 minutes to go. Jizzle James dribbles inside. Good defense, though, by Little. And now he'll try him again. Nice crossover. Puts it up. One-footed fadeaway. No good. Nice shot there by James. Honestly, don't hate it. And now here's the other Madsen brother. But great defense by Mitchell. And it's a steal for Cincinnati. Here's Day Thomas on transition. Puts it up. No good. Nice rebound, though, by Day Thomas. They'll set it up. Back to James, top of the key, kicks it. Josh Reed, how about another one? And he knocks it down. Nothing but nylon from Josh Reed. 2 straight threes. And how about Josh Reed? They'll call a timeout. He has been the story of this Cincinnati basketball team in the last couple of days. And 2 straight threes by Reed makes it a 6-point game with 5 minutes to go.
We talked about it. Cincinnati's looking for a spark off the bench. They need it any way possible. And so far, in those past couple sequences, it's been Josh Reed, 6 points on the night. You know, he had that great game against BYU, 12 points in 17 minutes off the bench. That was the second double-figure scoring game of his career. The first one was 10 points against Bryant, December 4th, 2022. If he can keep this up, he may have himself a third double-digit scoring game in his career.
Only 2 shots attempted tonight, and he's made both of them from behind the arc. Cincinnati shooting 5 for 11 from 3, up to 45%, which is very uncharacteristic of this Bearcats team throughout this season. It forced Utah to call a timeout, but we will get back underway. And man, I'm wondering if there's going to be a little bit of a Josh Reed heat check coming up.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I mean, if this crowd supports the team like they have been recently, and especially when you see it when Rayvon comes in, everyone cheers. You see it recently when Josh Reed comes in. They're using this crowd to their advantage, and it's paying off on the court.
Yeah, when the Bearcats have that crowd behind them, they can be so good, especially getting hot now here at the end of the season. But now Asar was driving in, and there's Josh Reed again, who poked it away momentarily. Asar spin move inside, nice move, no good though, and Dylan Mitchell steals it away. And now the Bearcats pushing it again. Their fans yelling it to give it to Josh Reed over on the wing. Skillings comes back in after a sloppy couple of minutes. Now Skillings looking for somewhere to go with it. James crossover, trying to find something to go, and he had it poked away, but a foul is called on Utah. James, great job at causing a foul there. 4:50 to go in this first half.
I mean, Cincinnati, good job right there by Jizzle James. You saw him trying to get to a spot, ended up drawing the foul. They've been doing that pretty well recently in these past couple minutes. Drawing fouls so far may be the storyline today as we go forward.
Yeah, Myro Little, the sophomore guard, had the check out for Utah, clearly frustrated after that foul call on Jizzle James. Now Jizzle has it, 16 on the clock. He puts it up. Nice little jumper, and it is just signature Jizzle James here tonight off of that pick and roll and that pick and pop, just shooting that jump shot, and it has fallen a lot. CJ Frederick playing good defense on the wing. They're going to try to get the bigs involved again. Now a long-range 3 for Utah, and it banks in. Jake Wallen just banked in a 3. And a very, very lucky shot for the Utes, makes it 29-24. Now Dylan Mitchell spin move. He'll put up a fadeaway off back iron and no good. 4 minutes to go. Utah has it. Maybe they can go on a run of their own. Now Wallen has it, who just had the 3. He kicks it to Madsen, who get inside, puts it up with the left-handed, finish it, and 5 straight points for Utah, makes it 29-26.
Once again, the paint defense, an issue for Cincinnati. It's showing everyone on Utah is going to the paint with ease.
Josh Reed has it over to Frederick. James, who has been very hot in this first half, gets it again. Gets it to Reed, top of the key, thought about a 3. Pump fake, step back 3. Oh! Josh Reed with a step back 3-pointer. And a heat check moment from Josh Reed. 3 straight 3-pointers, 32-26. Unbelievable. Utah, top of the key. Madsen drives in, has it poked away, and they're going to give it to Cincinnati. And this place is loving it. Josh Reed magic here on a Tuesday night in Fifth Third Arena. We will take another timeout, but stay right with us here on the Bearcat Sports Network. 3 minutes to play in this first half between Cincinnati and Utah, 32-26. Cincinnati leads it so far, but we have to talk about the early game heroics from Josh Reed so far. 3 for 3 from behind the arc. He's only taken 3 shots, and he's connected on all of them.
I mean, that last 3, the shot clock was expiring. It was winding down, and he was kind of on an island at the right wing, and he didn't want to take that shot. Then he's like, you know what? Let me do a quick little crossover, step back, and he drilled it. I mean, it's incredible. If he can keep doing this and provide a spark for Cincinnati, that's going to be huge, especially if you see someone like Skillings and Lukosius now in their A-game. That would be huge for Cincinnati.
Especially going into the last couple of weeks of the year, if you have a guy like that getting hot, you know, you see it so much in the month of March when one guy gets hot, it can almost provide a psychological advantage.
And no disrespect towards Josh Reed. He's only averaging 3 points per game this year. He's known for a defensive role. But if he can get 5 or more points, those are bonus points. Those are points you're not really expecting from him.
So coming out of the timeout, Lukosius had it blocked away for a moment. Utah will reclaim possession. Walling has it on the right wing, guarded tightly by Jizzle James. Under 3 to play now. Madsen gets it, pick and pop, fires from 3, and the Big 12 Conference leader in 3-point field goals made connects on his second of the night 3-point lead.
I mean, he's not shy to shoot it. He's not going to shy away from that. Bearcats have to keep an eye on him.
Now Jizzle James on the wing. He'll kick it. And there's Josh Reed. Almost thought about a 3 there. Lukosius will dribble in. 2:30 on the clock. Now a nice right-handed finish right there. Luka Doncic-esque on that wing, and Lukosius puts it in. 5-point game.
I mean, he is Eastern European. He did, you know, look up to Doncic. You saw him play, I think, back in 2019, 2020.
Long-range 3 from the Utes now, and he connects. Big 3 from Kanu Dawes, who knocks it in. 2-point lead now for the Bearcats. 2 straight threes by Utah with 2 minutes to play in this first half. Skillings on that 5th Third logo, kicks it to Reed, top of the key. Now Skillings back over to Lukosius. Bandega will come up for a screen. And it's batted away. Lots of contact, but a foul is going to be called underneath on Utah. Another foul drawn by this guard play for Cincinnati, and now Josh Reed will check out of the game. Betsy and Day Thomas will come in for Cincinnati. Reed with a huge ovation after hitting 3 threes in this first half, most likely done for the remainder of this first half. But now we see more of that Day Thomas and Jizzle James 2-guard action. Lukosius off of the screen, and it's stolen away by Utah. And now Wallen, a catch-and-shoot 3. That one's no good. And Bandega with a nice rebound. Now Day Thomas bringing it up the floor, kicks it over. Wide open 3 for Betsy, and he connects. And Cincinnati has been absolutely killing it from behind the arc. Make it now 53% as a team shooting from 3. This crowd comes back to life. And now Wallen with a minute 18. Back over to Madsen. Madsen harassed for a second. Now a step back 3. And that one off the front iron and no good. Rebounded by Bandega. Minute 10 to go. Cincinnati 37, Utah 32. Jizzle James over to Lukosius. Lukosius pump fake to 3. Back over to Betsy. The freshman gets it over to Bandega. 15 on the foul called on Utah. It was on Kanu Dawes. Clearly frustrated with the officiating. So 55 seconds on the Gamecock. That'll reset the clock to 30 on the play clock. And they are in the bonus, so Lukosius will go to the line for the bonus. Bearcats lead it by 5 with 55 seconds to go in this first half. First shot is up and good. 6 points now on the night for Lukosius. And look at this. Josh Reed's going to check back into the game.
Maybe for defensive purposes. Probably come in for Betsy, maybe.
He's going to come in for Lukosius, who hit his 2, and the crowd loving it as Josh Reed checks back into the game. 39-32, Cincinnati leads it by 7. And now it looks like a full court press now for the Bearcats. They're going to throw it deep, and kind of lazy defense by Jizzle James. It's going to be on the floor. A little bit of a hook there by James underneath.
I mean, that was just like a slot fade. Pretty much a slot fade that Utah ran. Yeah, I didn't know Cam Rising played basketball for Utah.
Speaking of that, Utah actually does have a guy that plays football and basketball.
Number 11.
Yeah.
Caleb Lohner.
He scored. I was watching his highlights earlier today. He's had a touchdown against TCU, I think.
4 catches, 4 touchdowns on the year.
So now Madsen pulls up, fadeaway shot. That is a nice shot there by the leading scorer. Cuts it to 39-34, 40 seconds left. Jizzle James was checked out after that foul as Skillings will come back in. So now Day Thomas, top of the key. Skillings will get the ball now. 28 seconds. They're going to give it to Betsy. Betsy thought about it for a second. Reed was asking for the ball. Now Skillings gets it over to Betsy. Betsy back to Skillings. Skillings will pull up from 3. He'll knock it down, and Cincinnati's three-point shooting has just been unbelievable as this crowd will come to their feet here at Fifth Third Arena. They're going to get it inside, and that's a wide-open dunk for Utah. And now Day Thomas will try to go it from half court. And it's all good, but Cincinnati will have an 8-point lead heading into the break. 42-36, but how about the offense?
A completely different UC team that we've seen these past couple Big 12 games, but 8 for 14 from deep. That is remarkable. Unreal. For this Cincinnati team. That's something that's honestly uncharacteristic.
57%. I mean, that is half alone. They have been hitting the boards hard. We really saw it beginning of the game. They kind of were struggling with inside finishing, but it really hasn't mattered as Cincinnati has an 8-point lead into the break. And I mean, how about some of the role players though for Cincinnati? I mean, we obviously saw Josh Reed hit 3 threes. Betsy has also hit 2 threes. I mean, those 2 guys alone coming off the bench, hitting those big-time shots for the starters, maybe who have kind of struggled a little bit. It's been big.
I mean, you look at Cincinnati, 18 bench points. That's really critical. If UC can get those sparks going from players on the bench that usually don't expect to get a lot of points, that could be huge. That will be incredible for Cincinnati if they can keep that going.
Well, the Bearcats with an 8-point lead. We will head to halftime and take a quick break here on the Bearcat Sports Network, but stay right with us.
And welcome back here to Fifth Third Arena on a Super Tuesday. Cincinnati up 42-36 against the Utah Utes. We saw in that first half the three-point shooting. Cincinnati going lights out, 8 of 14 from beyond the arc. Something you consider that's not really characteristic for this team.
It really isn't at all. Cincinnati, a lot of the year has really struggled from behind the arc. And the main two guys that have really been big
in the paint by the Utes. They lose that battle 22-6 in the paint by the Utes. They lose that battle 22-6, led by Lawson Lovering with 12 points on the night.
Yeah, offense and overall, and things can get ugly pretty fast if you don't play smart. So Wes Miller definitely needs to tell his guys, smart. So Wes Miller definitely needs to tell his guys, hey, play within yourself. Hey, play within yourselves. Don't turn the ball over, and we can be fine.
Form Cincinnati.
Don't turn the ball over, and we can be fine.
Form Cincinnati. One baseline, kicks it back out. One baseline, kicks it back out. Give and go. He has it again. He pulls up from three, and he give and go. He has it again. He pulls up from three, and he makes it nothing but net. Makes it nothing but net. Alley-oop to Lovering, and he can't hold on to it. It will be Utah ball. It looks like Bandago signals for a review, but the other official overturns that call.
Right there. Not allowing for the easy lob pass and eventually allow Utah to get free.
James has at the right wing. He has 11 points tonight. Lukosius back out to James. Swings over to Lukosius at the left wing. Thought about it. Lukosius still has it, guarded by Lovering. Bounce pass to Mitchell. Back out to James. 8 left on the shot clock. Jizzle James has it. James 8 left on the shot clock. Jizzle James has it. Crossover. Pull up jumper.
Work. I see the handles. That was natural.
Drills it. Gabe Madsen. 13 points on the night. 13 points on the night. It's a 2-point game in favor for the Bearcats.
Yeah, I was wondering when Madsen would start to get going, the leading three-point shooter in the whole conference. So I think that's 3 now.
Lukosius has it, the left baseline, guarded by Wallin. Drives in, thought about it, kicks it off. It's a bad pass. It's a bad pass, lost it. Here, Gabe Madsen at the left wing, picks up his dribble, rifles just. Transition three-pointer, in and out, rebounded by Sharov Jumps. Transition three-pointer, in and out, rebounded by Sharov Jumps. We're tied at 40. We're tied at 44.
I like the shot selection by Lukosius in transition, but again, early turnovers and good.
Heat check 3! Oh, you can't stop him. 16 points for Gabe Madsen. Utah up the lead. 4 points for Gabe Madsen. Utah up the lead. 47-44. 17:29 remaining in the second half. It's an 8-0 run for the Utes in the last 61 seconds, just like that.
They just came, calm down, and just recoup what just happened.
Welcome back to the Queen City on this snowy Tuesday night. You gotta wonder, did Utah bring the snow with them to Cincinnati?
I feel like they did, and I don't want any more. I don't want any more of it, honestly. I'm ready for the spring. I'm ready for the warm weather, and it's almost baseball season, so that's very exciting.
I have some bad news for you. Gabe Madsen, 16 points on the night. His partner in crime, Lawson Lovering.
To take care of the ball. They have 9 turnovers now. Had a turnover in the first 2:30 of play. And just like we said, turnovers turns into points, and all of it was evident that Utah eventually was going to get their three-point shooting going, as they really was only scoring in the paint. But now that Madsen's getting going, that perimeter off defense is struggling for Cincinnati. So now we're down 3. Got to come out hot here.
As you mentioned, Cincinnati with 9 turnovers on the year. They average 10 per game, which is 28th in the country. So far, that's not looking to be the case after 8 turnovers in the first half, and now they trail in this game 47-44, 17-29 remains in the second half as James receives the inbound from Josh Reed. He brings up the ball, crosses the timeline, gets a high screen. James drives in, goes to the left-handed layup, and he finishes it strong. 15 points for Jizzle James.
Beautiful finish by Jizzle James, and a great bucket and possession for Cincinnati's offense out of the break.
Wallin finds Lovering, top of the key. Picks up his dribble, looking for an outlet. He gives it to Madsen, the hot hand. Madsen thought about it in the corner. Wallin has it looking. He finds Asar at the right elbow underneath the Lovering. Lovering, he tried to shoot it, no good. That ball goes out of bounds and it remains Utes ball. 6 left on the shot clock. 16:54 remaining in the second half. Utes up 47-46.
I like the physicality of Bandego inside, though, forcing that missed shot. That he really struggled in the first half with physicality inside on the block. So definitely like Bandego doing that.
Asar receives the inbound at the free throw line, working on Lukosius. Shot clock's expiring. Asar lost his handling, and it's a turnover for the Utes. He couldn't control the ball. He had those 2 drops.
So another crucial turnover for him, but great defense by Cincinnati.
James has it. Brings up the ball, crosses the C. Paul logo. He has it the left wing, guarded by Asar. Brings it back out. Gets a high screen by Bandego. Alley-oop to Bandego! Bearcats up 48-47. Bandego 6 points on the night. He's second in the nation with dunks. Make that number 53 on the year for Bandego. Underneath, Wallin has it at the right block. Trying to work on James. Goes in, goes up. No good, gets his put back, and the Utes are back up 49-48. Wallin 5 points on the night.
It's great defense by Jizzle James at such a small guard position to be able to contest that shot, but again, not tall enough to get that rebound there for the easy putback.
15:55 left to go in the second half. Bearcats trail by a point. James has it. He's going to pull up. He lets it fly, and he drills it. James has 18 tonight. Caps up 51-49. Here's Lovering in transition. Misses the layup, but a foul is called on Bandego. Lovering will go to the line after this break.
How many times have we seen that tonight? I mean, they hit it. Cincinnati hits a 3 or a long 2, and then quickly in transition they get it to Lovering on the break, and it leads to a I definitely love to see Jizzle James going as well. Still shooting 56% from 3 as a team, which is just unbelievable. I mean, I know all the games I've watched and broadcasted this year, they've really struggled from behind the arc, and you just see the difference when they're able to spread the floor on offense. They're very efficient.
And another thing, Day Thomas, 0 of 4 from the floor. The past 3 games coming into tonight, he was inserted into the starting lineup, averaging 15 points per game. Tonight, 0 points, 4 assists though, and 1 rebound, but 0 of 4 from the floor.
Yeah, he also has a steal as well, and it's one of those nights where, yeah, you can be a starter, but you know, some of these other guys, they're going to have to step up when you're not having a great game, and that's why it's so good to have those 2 guards, because one guy can step up when another one's struggling.
You know, Jizzle James, Day Thomas, almost like a brotherly connection as James looks up to Day Thomas as a big / little brother dynamic. Let's see if that can pave the way in the second half. Bearcats up 51-49, 15:42 remains in the second half. Take another quick break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back here to Cincinnati, Ohio. Bearcats up by 2, but another problem has arisen. Transition defense. It's been killing the Bearcats so far.
The whole game, it's been definitely a problem for this team. We've seen Lovering many times, just like I said right before the timeout, in transition, who has scored a bunch, and now he's going to go to the line for 2 shots as well off the same thing. So Cincinnati really has to get back after a big shot. I think they've been struggling with that a lot.
First free throw is up, and he missed it. He missed that first free throw. He's been struggling from the free throw line. I mean, it's kind of common if you're 7'1", 245, playing a center. Not usually the best free throw shooters. He gets the ball for his second free throw attempt. Ruckus making noise. Second free throw is up. Too much on it. Bandego gets the board.
I also want to say Lovering 7 for 8 from the field tonight as well. He has been very efficient in the paint.
Now, how many of those are driving dunks? 4 or 5 maybe?
Yeah.
6'10", 235. The junior from Highlands Branch, Colorado, checks in for the Utes. 15:29 remains in the second half. Bearcats will inbound it underneath the basket. Day Thomas receives the ball and gives off to Skillings in the corner. Skillings finds Lukosius on the curl. He's gonna thought about it, finds Bandego. Bandego has it, looking, finds Lukosius again at the left wing, swings it up to Skillings at the right wing. 7 on the shot clock. Skillings drives in, layup off the glass, no good. Bandego with the offensive rebound. He finds Josh Reed, who just checked in. Thomas, Lukosius, Skillings, drives baseline. He lost it, but a foul is called against Utah.
Yeah, Josh Reed, who checks in, was wide open in the corner on that one. If Skillings was able to potentially not have gone fouled there, he could have found a Reed for a wide open 3, but a good job by Skillings. And are they gonna say it's a shooting foul?
I think so. That's gonna be on Zach Keller. So Skillings will go to the line, shoots 64% from the stripe this year. First one rattles in. Skillings 4 points on the night. He's been kind of struggling, but starting to find himself after that rough patch in that first half. Skillings gets set for a second free throw. It's up. No good. Rebounded by the Utes. Here they go in transition. Wallin has it. Gets it off to Keller. He almost lost his balance at the block. Keller to Madsen. That's Gabe Madsen. He pulls up. He lets it fly. No good. Rebounded by Bandego. Cats up by 3. 14:50 left to go in the second half. Lukosius has it at the left wing. Gets a screen by Bandego. Here's Bandego. Drives in. And he's going to be fouled by Sharaf Jumps. That's the only option he had, or else Bandego would have got an easy flush there.
Yeah, great job drawing the foul, but also on that defensive possession, a lot better job for the Cats getting back on defense, not allowing for an easy basket there. And also good defense on Madsen. It was a good shot selection, but he couldn't quite get it. Good rebound by Bandego, and it turns into a foul.
So Gabe Madsen will check out for Utah. 14:44 remains in the second half. Lukosius will inbound it. He's looking alley-oop to Bandego, and he can't get it to fall, but a foul is called.
Yeah, cheap foul there, just pushed him on his back. Would have been nice if he was able to finish that, but Bandego, 2 straight possessions drawing the foul.
Aziz Bandego, he will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws on the year. Shoots 64% from the charity stripe, but he's seen a 10% increase in free throw shooting this season, taking a different approach. He gets set for his first free throw. It is up, and it's good. Aziz Bandego makes his first free throw. For Bandego, that's 7 points on the night. Cats up by 4, 53-49, 14:43 remains in the second half.
Just like you said, for Lovering, at 7'1", 7'2", that's definitely tough to shoot free throws, but it looks like Bandego has really been able to switch up that approach, like you said, as he nails both of them.
Bandego goes 2-2 from the line. Hunter Erickson checks in for the Utes. Gives it off to Miro Little, finds Zach Keller. Keller, top of the key, picks up his dribble. Looking for an outlet, he finds Wallin. Wallin hands it off to Little. 15 on the shot clock at the left wing. Back out to Wallin, top of the key. Utes working around the perimeter. Good defense by the Bearcats. Keller, spin move, floater, it's up, and that one is good. Zach Keller gets his first bucket of the night. Cats still up by 3. Lukosius has it, goes inside off the glass, and that's good for Simas Lukosius. 9 points on the night. Cats up 56-51, 14 minutes left to go even. Erickson has it in the paint, tried to find Dawes underneath. It goes off the leg of Skillings, out of bounds. Utes will inbound it momentarily.
And something I noticed on that last possession, they continue to triple team down on the blocks. The coaches drove in there and they put 3 guys on there. The coaches put it up right before they could have the other 2 guys, but a very interesting approach on defense for Utah.
Dylan Mitchell checks in for Bandego. Here comes Gabe Madsen after a quick break as Jake Walleen checks out for the Utes. 22 remains on the shot clock. Miro Little will inbound it on the left side of the hoop. He looks, Madsen, corner 3. Oh my goodness! Gabe Madsen, 19 points on the night. Cats up 56-54.
And we're seeing why he's one of the best in the country in field goals made, in 3-point field goals made. He is just stroking it from behind the arc.
Lukosius has it in the corner. Get the screen by Mitchell underneath. Mitchell, he gives it off. No foul is called. Keanu Dawes has it straight ahead. Trying to direct traffic, gives it off to Zach Keller to Madsen. Madsen, oh my goodness, another one. It's no good, rebounded by Dan Skillings.
Yeah, that was a forced shot. He was frustrated that Josh Reed pushed him to the ground and there wasn't a call.
Skillings, spin move off the glass, it's good. 6 points for Dan Skillings, Cats up by 4. 13:07 remains in the second half.
We'll see if that gets Dan going a little bit. He's been struggling tonight, but a signature move there.
And immediately a foul is called on Dan Skillings, guarding Miro Little. Out of contact there. Officials will call the foul. Looks to be Skillings' second.
Having Josh Reed on Madsen, because Reed's such a physical defender. So we'll have to see if he can be able to defend that perimeter.
Little inbounds it to Erickson, right by the 5th third logo on the right wing. Erickson underneath to Assar, guarded by Dylan Mitchell. Assar tried driving in. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Utes possession. Mitchell thought that one off of Assar. I talked about this. This is the matchup we wanted to see, Assar on Dylan Mitchell, because we saw Bandego on Assar and he really wasn't winning that battle.
Yeah, they've been shutting him down here in the second half so far. So
crowd did not like the replay on the Jumbotron. Little, they let the boys play on. James has it underneath the Skillings. He lost it. He wasn't prepared for it. In transition on the Utes. Madsen drives in, kicks it off. Little, pump fakes, back out to Madsen, a 3-pointer. Oh! Gabe Madsen, 22 on the night. Talk about a homecoming for Gabe Madsen.
He is just finding every open lane. We saw so quick off that screen, and another 3-pointer by Madsen. He is single-handedly keeping the Utes in the game.
Cats up 58-57, 12-10 left to go in this second half. James has it straight away, 10 left on the shot clock. Gets a screen by Mitchell. James has it. James drives in, reverse scoop layup, count it, and one. Jizzle James, 20 points on the night.
Oh my goodness. Jizzle James, crossover jelly reverse. I mean, that is nasty by Jizzle James. Just like you said, make it a 20-piece.
(60-57) over the Utes, but so far, Gabe Madsen, 22 points on the night. He's hit 6 the arc.
Yeah, and he was struggling in that first half as well. I believe he only hit 2 threes in that first half. He was really getting guarded tightly, and he still is, but Utah's using a lot
attempt.
Shooter's gonna shoot.
Shooter's gonna shoot, exactly. As both teams dispersed from their respective huddles. 12 minutes even left on the line to try and finish the 3-point play. James shoots 71% from the free throw line coming into tonight. He has 20 tonight. The crowd goes quiet. James gets set. He lets it go, and he makes it, converts three-point play. He has 21 on the night. Cats up by 4. Cincinnati will bring the pressure. Here's Asar, receives the inbound, crosses the timeline, right in front of his own bench at the left wing. Gives it off to Little, guarded by Jizzle James. Little trying to work on James, gets a screen at the left wing, bounce pass to Asar. Asar trying to work on Bandego, pull-up jumper from the free throw line. It's no good. Betsy gets the rebound for the Cats.
Yeah, great defense by Bandego right there, not allowing for the easy jump shot.
Skilling trying to work on Madsen in front of his own bench in the right corner. James has it at the right wing. High screen by Bandego. James transitions over straight away to bring the double. Skillings, a deep three. Oh, he converts! Dan Skillings, 9 points on the night. Cats up by 7. 11-18 left to go in the second half.
He had Frederick wide open in the corner as well, but another nice three from the Cats. They are just shooting it so well from behind the arc.
Cats on a 6-0 run as Utah and head coach Craig Smith will call a timeout to calm things down. Cincinnati up 64 to 57. 11:09 remaining in this second half. Beyond the arc.
Yeah, on Saturday night, the Bearcats shot 10 from 20 from behind the arc against BYU, making it their 5th game with double-digit threes. And it's also, now the shooters are starting to get going now in some of these crucial matchups late in the year.
It's all about rhythm. It's a bad pass. Fight for it. A foul is called. It looks to be on Gabe Madsen. Skillings draws the foul. He intercepted the pass, couldn't control it, and Madsen fouls him. It'll be Bearcat ball. 11:05 remains in the second half.
11 minutes to go. You're up by 7 now. This is when you extend the lead right here. You have all the momentum. You got the crowd behind you. Let's see if they can get a good offensive possession here.
James has it, transitions to the right wing, guarded by Lawson Lovering. This is a mismatch. He gives it off to Skillings. Skillings drives in. That one is blocked away by Jake Wallin. Utes in transition. Wallin has it, crosses the timeline at the right wing, gives it off to Gabe Madsen. Madsen looking, step back, three-pointer. It's no good. Rebounded by Bandego.
Seems like everyone just holds their breath every time he shoots a three.
I would too. Gives me Steph Curry vibes right now from 2015. James, oh, an ankle breaker, and he finishes it. Oh, whoa. 23 for James. He crossed up Madsen. He put him on skates.
Jizzle James got the ball on a string right now. How many times have we seen that from number 2?
This crowd's electrified. Madsen, no good, rims out, but an offensive rebound for Wallin. He finds Erickson at the left wing. Erickson working on Frederick inside the paint. Madsen has it. Another three-pointer is up. Oh, he sinks it. Madsen, 25 on the night. Cats are still up 66-60, though, under 10 minutes left to go in this game.
Kind of giving me Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry vibes from 2016, just like you were saying.
Alley-oop to Bandego. It's no good. No foul was called. Ezra Asar in transition. Now a foul is called on Betsy on the driving Asar. Crowd not happy with that call. They thought Madsen fouled Bandego, but Madsen.
At the end of the day, though, I mean, he's been one of the main reasons why Utah is only down 6 with how efficient Cincinnati's been on offense now. Over just under 50% from the field and 55% from 3. Madsen has been doing a lot of the heavy pulling so far.
Madsen and James are just dueling at each other right now. Here's Madsen again, guarded by Skillings at the left wing, finds Wallin. Wallin looking for an outlet, finds Lovering. Lovering, dribble handoff to Madsen. Oh, straight away three-pointer. It's no good. Fight for rebound. Lukosius gets it, and a foul is called. I believe it's on Jake Wallin. Let's see what numbers the officials throw up. And it's going to be on Wallin.
That's going to be huge down the stretch, especially when this team is a little bit foul happy. Utah, they have a lot of physicality, so bonus for a lot of free points.
Lukosius will go to the line. First free throw is up, and it's good. Lukosius 10 points on the night. Cats up 67-69, 25. 11 points on the night. Cats are up by 8 points. Mike Sarabjamps checks in for the Utes. He brings it the ball, crosses the timeline at the right wing, guarded by Jizzle James. Finds Erickson. Give and go. Sarabjamps to the baseline, picks up his dribble, finds Wallin. The right wing looking for Lovering. It's a bad pass, but Erickson gets it. 8 left on the shot clock. Gabe Madsen has it from his own bench. Madsen, step back three-pointers up. Oh my goodness, you can't stop this kid. 28 points for Gabe Madsen. You trail by 5.
It does not matter what you do. This man is on absolute fire, and he is the only reason Utah is still in this game, like I've said so many times.
Betsy has at the left wing. Picks up his dribble, finds Lukosius back off the Betsy. Looking, finds Bandago. Straight away, gives it off to Skillings. Skillings will drive in, hesitates, finds Bandago. There's 2 left on the shot clock. Skillings not aware, he needs to put one up, and it's no good. Rebounded by Lawson Lovering. A bad possession right there for the Bearcats.
Yeah, very bad offensive possession.
8:15 left to go. Erickson, three-pointer. Oh, he sinks it. Erickson, his first basket of the game. Now the Utes trail 66-68. 8:13 left to go, and these teams are they're just throwing haymakers at each other.
From 3 as well for the Utes.
For Utah over the last 47 seconds. Just like that. Back in this tight game, Bearcats up 68-60. Welcome back here at Cincinnati. Cats up 68-66. So far, it's Gabe Madsen. I mean, 28 points, 10 of 19 from the floor, including 8 of 15 from beyond the arc. His career high, 31 points. He set that in an NIT game against Iowa. Right now, he sits at 28.
Yeah, he's playing out of his mind. He's shooting it from everywhere beyond the arc. It doesn't matter what you do, you're probably not going to be able to stop him right now.
And I don't think a hot hand can describe Madsen right now. I mean, no matter what he shoots, you just hold your breath, and for a Cincinnati fan, you just want to make sure that shot does not go in. Dede Thomas has it. He finds Betsy, gets back out the Thomas, left wing. 8 even left to go in this game. Cats up by 2. Finds Lukosius, back out the Thomas, swings around to Betsy, guarded by Madsen underneath. Here's Dylan Mitchell, give and go. Betsy in the corner, drives in baseline underneath to Lukosius. A foul is called. I believe that is on Jake Wallin. It is on Wallin. That is his fourth foul for Wallin. So Lukosius will go to the line. It's a 1-and-1 as the Bearcats are in the single bonus. 7:48 left to go. Cats up by 2.
Also notable that Josh Reed's back in the game to defend Madsen, so we'll have to see how that goes.
I mean, the Bearcats, they've just been trying everything to try and stop Madsen. You saw Skillings on him. They're just trying everything to stop him, but they so far haven't found that player that can stop him yet. Lukosius gets set. First free throw is up, and it's no good. It rims out. Dawes gets the rebound. Now Utah has a chance to take the lead here with 7:42 left to go. Lawson Lovering finds Madsen. Madsen, trapped, gives it off to Dawes at the right corner. Underneath the Lovering at the block, guarded by Mitchell. Lovering lowers his shoulder, goes in, goes off the glass, no good. Put back by Sherrod jumps. It's good. 5 points for Mongolian Mike. We're tied at 68. 7:18 left to go in the second half. Thomas has at the C. Paul logo. 16 left on the shot clock. Bearcats taking a lot of time off the clock. Finds Josh Reed, the right wing, gives it off to Mitchell, back out to Thomas to the left wing. Thomas, pull-up jumper at the elbow. That's good. Dede Thomas, his first bucket of the night, gives the Bearcats a 2-point lead under 7 minutes left to go in this duel between 2 Big 12 teams.
Yeah, finally on the scoreboard there for Dede. I love that jump shot. Bearcats have a lead again.
Madsen in front of his bench, pull-up three-pointer. It's no good. Rebounded by Lukosius. We can take a breath. He's human. He can miss. Lukosius, left wing, Guarded by Lovering, making a couple moves on him. Gives off to Mitchell. Mitchell finds Thomas, almost lost it at the left wing. Thomas working on Sharov jumps, pull-up jumper, and it's an air ball. It's Betsy. Let's see what the call is. No, it looks like Betsy was out of bounds. He tried to save the ball, throw it off a Ute, but I believe they're saying he was out of bounds first.
It might have been when he threw it off him and hit him out of bounds, but I'm not sure.
Let's see on the replay on the Jumbotron. As the Utes bring up the ball. Yep, it hit himself. Great play, just unfortunate ending as he hit himself. 6:15 left to go in the second half. Lovering has it, dribble handoff. Madsen, he lets it fly. It's in and out. Day Thomas with the rebound. Cats up 70-68. Reed has it the left wing. Looking, finds Lukosius, who swings it off to Thomas. Thomas gives off to Betsy, gets right back. Thomas underneath, Mitchell, and he flushes it home. Dylan Mitchell, 4 points on the night. Been quiet for him. Caps up by 4.
Yep, that's a great possession right there if you're Cincinnati.
And timeout taken by head coach Craig Smith of the Utah Utes. Cincinnati up 72-68, 5:46 left to go. We're in for a tight finish. Anything that's been striking your eye or that you want Cincinnati to do, Jack, in these final 5 minutes?
Defense was definitely better on Madsen on that last couple of possessions. He came off that screen on that last possession, but you're forcing him to take the fadeaways. But also, I like that last possession a lot on offense, getting inside to Dylan Mitchell, getting him involved a lot. I feel like they've been forcing a lot of shots in the last couple of minutes, but they got to keep executing down on the block, trying to get those easy buckets. You got a 4-point lead.
In the first 14 minutes of the second half, they only have 2. They're at 10 for the night. That's what they average per game this season. But Madsen, he's played 27 minutes. You got to think, is he getting a little tired maybe? If you're Coach Craig Smith, do you take him out for a few minutes, a minute or two here?
Personally, I wouldn't, but he definitely has to be running on fumes a little bit. 17 threes attempted, and we still got 5 to go. I mean, that's just crazy as it is.
So if you're head coach Craig Smith, you see Madsen playing these final 5:46?
I think so. I think obviously you talk with him, but especially on a night when you got a player that the basket is 10 feet wide and he has 28 points, he's almost at his career high. I mean, you're not thinking about rest at that point. You're trying to win a game, especially when you're losing and trying to get out of a hole. Yeah, I'd keep him on for as much as possible.
So far, Madsen has played 14 minutes in this second half. He had a tiny break. That's it. So if you're Coach Craig Smith and you're letting him play, he's going to play 19 to 20 minutes in the second half. That's a tough ask for someone.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, and especially in such a fast-paced game that we've seen at times. Definitely could be tiring, and that's probably why Utah took that last timeout. They're just giving them rest at a short amount of time, especially right before the under 5 timeout.
Sharov jumps, receives the inbound. He has it the right wing, gives it off to Asar straight away. Dribble handoff, Madsen, step back three-pointer is up. That one is no good, it's short, and rebounded by the Utes. Sharov jumps, has it the right wing, looking, finds Keanu Dawes, gives off to Erickson in front of the Utes bench. He drives in, pulls it out, pull-up jumper is up. Erickson, nothing but net, 5 points on the night. Utes trail 72-70, 5:17 left to go in this game.
Yeah, Madsen cooling off a little bit, so other guys for Utah are gonna have to step up on offense.
Bandego finds Reed at the left wing. Reed looking, gives it off to Lukosius straight away. Lukosius back out to Reed. He thought about it. Reed's going to drive in, throws up the floater, and it rims out. Rebounded by Keanu Dawes. Sharov jumps, crosses the timeline with the ball, guarded by Day Thomas. He gives it off. Ezra Asar, a wide open 3. It's no good. Dylan Mitchell gets the board. 4:44 remains in this game. Caps up by 2. Thomas crosses the timeline, slows down the pace of the game, looking for Coach Miller for the play call. 16 left on the shot clock. Thomas goes over straight away. They bring the double team, picks up his dribble, finds Bandego. Bandego, dribble handoff. Nope, he keeps it. He's looking for an outlet. There's 5 left on the shot clock. They have to do something. Thomas drives in. He gets lost at the baseline. The ball goes out of bounds. It will be Bearcats' ball, but 1.2 remains on that shot clock. 4:17 left to go in the game. Caps up by 2. Jizzle James roll check in for Dylan Mitchell. Cats go with a little smaller lineup here.
Got to get a good shot off here, though. Only 1 second. You're only going to have time to catch and shoot.
We've seen the Bearcats, they love to lob it here on the inbounds. Official stop play for a second. Here we go. James, he's looking, gives off to Lacoste at the block, pulls up, and that one goes off the top of the hoop. Awkward angle for Seamounts Lukosius. Cats get nothing out of it. 4:14 left to go in the game. Utes will have possession. 72-70 is our score inside of an anxious Fifth Third Arena. A win would be so critical for both teams here. Bearcats 14-9, Utes 13-10. Sharab jumps at the block. He picks up his dribble. And it's going to be a double dribble. Great defense by Bandego. Sharab jumps, thinks that Bandego touched it. Officials are talking, and it's going to go the other way, I believe. The head official talks to Coach Wes Miller. There's no official signal yet. I think it's going to remain Utes ball, I believe.
That's bad.
So the argument Utah is making that Bandego touched it. Yeah, it didn't look like it from here. Sharab jumps, inbounds it. He's looking, gives off to Madsen in the corner. He pulls up, he lets it fly. It's no good. Rebounded by Dawes. And the paint goes up. It's going to be a goaltend. It's going to be a goaltend. So Keanu Dawes will get the bucket. We are tied at 72 apiece. Dawes 5 points on the night. 3:55 left to go. It's going to be a great finish.
It's going to be a close finish. Madsen's cooling off, though. He's turning human a little bit. I mean, he's missed a couple, almost to 20 attempts now from behind the arc, not even counting his other 23 attempts from field goal. So it's kind of crazy to think about that, but Madsen whenever he's struggling now, you have to think about, for Utah, who's going to be the guy that's going to step up now. 72-72 with 4 minutes to go. Now Cincinnati's going to make substitutions. Well, it's interesting to see who remains on Madsen, as I think Josh Reed's done a good job at preventing him to score the last couple of minutes.
I think it's a combination of Reed playing good defense and Madsen. I think he's simply just getting tired. He's missed, I think, 3 or 4 in a row. But you mentioned it, 8 of 19 from beyond the arc. Utah, the rest of the team, they're shooting 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. So it's just Madsen carrying from beyond the perimeter. And you got to ask, maybe there's only so much he can do.
Yeah.
There's only so many threes you can attempt in the game, but at this rate, I mean, he's just going to let it fly for the final 4 minutes.
You're going to live and die by the 3 at the end of the day. So when you start missing some of those shots, it can start to lead to the other team jumping ahead. But Cincinnati really hasn't been able to get going the last couple of minutes. They've kind of slowed down a little bit. They haven't scored in 2 minutes now. So if you're Cincinnati, you want to come out of this timeout and have a good offensive play call.
We're going to take a very, very quick break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. We are tied at 72, 3:55 left to go between the Bearcats and the Utes. Welcome back here to Fifth Third Arena. We are knotted at 72 between the Utes and Bearcats. 3:55 left to go in the second half as you hear the sound system playing Pump It Up. Ruckus getting on their feet, trying to get energized for this great finale we're in store for.
Yeah, we really saw it in the first half. We knew it was going to be close, but now it tied with 4 minutes to go. It truly is going to be a big-time finish here.
Bandego straight away has it. Looking, gives it off to Day Thomas, who gives it off to James at the right wing. He's on the Fifth Third logo in front of the Bearcat bench. High screen. James pulls up. He lets it fly. No good. Fight for rebound, and Josh Reed gets the board. 18 left on the shot clock. James gives off. Reed drives in, goes up the floater. Oh! It falls in. Josh Reed, 11 points. His third career double-figure scoring game. Cats up 74-72, 3:14 left to go in this match. Sharab jumps, has it. Gives it off to Ezra Asar at the left wing. Asar looking, gives it off to Madsen, guarded by Bandego. Great defense, he swings it off to Sharab jumps. 5 up on the shot clock. Madsen, he lets it fly. No good, that ball's bouncing. It goes out of bounds for the Bearcats.
Great defense again on Madsen on the perimeter, and even when Bandego was on him, a little bit of a mismatch. Kept his hands up in a great stop. And let's see if Cincinnati can make it a 2-possession game.
Now that Josh Reed floater, that was bouncing on the rim for what felt like an eternity. James crosses the timeline, 2:45 left to go. Cats up 74-72. He has at the left wing, high screen by Bandego. Gives off Lukosius, that ball is tipped. Bandego recovers it though. Day Thomas thought about it, finds Lukosius straight away. He broke his ankles, but he doesn't shoot it. Lukosius, he lets it fly, and it's no good. Day Thomas gets the rebound though, 2:25 left to go. Cats still up by 2. 13 left on the shot clock. Emotions rising inside Fifth Third Arena. Thomas has it, goes in, swings off to Josh Reed. Josh Reed finds Day Thomas, he lets it fly. Oh! Day Thomas gets up by 5. And the bad pass, Josh Reed has it, goes up, and it's no good, but a foul is called. Whoa!
Oh my goodness. And Fifth Third came alive. Josh Reed showing out on defense. Day Thomas with a huge shot. And now a 5-point game.
That Day Thomas three-pointer, the shot clock was expiring. He just had to hoist it up, and he made it. Cats up by 5. Reed will go to the line for, it's going to be a 1-and-1 still. Bearcats in the single bonus. Reed tonight, 11 points, back-to-back games in double figures. He shoots 88% from the free throw line. He needs 2 critical free throws right here for Cincinnati. The unsung hero for the Cats gets set. First free throw is up, and it's good, nothing but net. You hear the MVP chants from the Ruckus, directed at Josh Reed.
Huge shot by Reed, especially that last defensive possession. Huge heads-up play as well to even get to the free throw line.
Second free throw is up. Oh, he goes 2 of 2 from the line. 13 points tonight. A career high for Josh Reed. Sharab jumps, has it at the elbow, finds Madsen. Madsen working around, he lets one fly from the right wing. It's no good. Mitchell gets the rebound. 1:41 left to go.
They got Madsen on straps right now. I think he's 0 for his last 6 3-point attempts.
The star has gone ice cold. James has it, 14 left on the shot clock. Bearcats on a 7-0 run. Alley-oop to Bandego! Aziz Bandego, 10 points on the night. Cats up by 9, and this place is going crazy.
How about the Bearcats offense all around, showing out the lob to Bandego, and it's a 9-point lead out of nowhere.
Cincinnati, 4 players in double figures. You have Jizzle James, 23, Josh Reed, 13, Lukosius, 11, Bandego, 10. It's incredible. Bandego, he's been doing really well these past couple of games. He had 9.6 boards against BYU after 16 points in 32 minutes against the Knights. Tonight, 10 points. Cincinnati, they are 13-2 when Bandego scores in double figures.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, when it gets to crunch time, you want to rely on your veterans. Bandego, who's been playing great, just like you said, all around. He's been getting a lot of boards, 9 boards on the day, 10 points, and he slams that home to make it a 9-point game. And now, minute 16, you've been holding Madsen for the last 3 minutes. Do not allow him to get hot again.
Cats up by 9, 81-72. Over the last 2 minutes and 8 seconds, the Cats go on a 9-0 run. It's incredible. They got hot at the right time.
And also, Utah hasn't scored in almost 3 minutes as well.
Sharaf jumps. Will inbound it in front of the scorer's table. He's looking, goes cross court to Lawson Lovering. He's been quiet. Madsen, corner three-pointer. Oh, off the side of the hoop. He's ice cold, like grape soda. James, he lost his balance, but he finds Day Thomas. They bring the double. Wes Miller calls a timeout. 1:01 remains. Cincinnati has possession, up by 9 points.
What did I say? Live and die by the three. He's missed his last 7 3-point attempts. And just when we thought, hey, maybe he could get a career high tonight, he's stuck at that 28 points and hasn't gotten past it.
Here's a little fun fact. In the second half, Gabe Madsen, he's shooting 6 of 18 from the floor, right? All of his shots in the second half are three-point attempts. 6 of 18 in just the second half.
That's insane.
That is absurd. If I had to guess, we don't have it in front of us, that has to be a record. Most three-point attempted in the half in Utah history. I think that has to be a record. I mean, 8 of 22 from beyond the arc tonight. That is absurd for Gabe Madsen. 28 points, he's 3 off his career high of 31, but he's gone ice cold throughout the final 10 minutes of his second half. Cats up 81-72, 1:01 remains. A win would be crucial for Cincinnati. Looking for their 15th win on the year and their 3rd straight win in conference play. This place is electric. No luck finding anything there?
I tried finding it on Utah's website, but it was all team records.
They're pretty vague when it comes to the records on
I mean, I did say
notes.
most field goal attempts in a season was by him last year with field goal attempts. I was thinking it was like 240 something, so.
Lukosius will inbound it in front of the Bearcat bench, finds Jizzle James. They bring the double. James finds Bandego. They should foul him, but they give it to Reed. Day Thomas in the corner. Thomas gets fouled by Asar. Bearcats did a great job. Bandego had the ball. The Utes tried to foul him, but he found Reed, who dished it off to Day Thomas, who will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws that the Bearcats are in the double bonus.
Yeah, now these are the crucial ones now. You get 2 shots, but you have a chance to stretch this lead out to a 4-possession game, so you got to hit these if you're Day.
Shoots 76% from the charity stripe this year. First free throw's up, and it is good. Day Thomas, 6 points on the night. Bearcats 11 of 14 from the free throw line tonight. Compared to the Utes, 0 of 3 from the free throw line. Cats up by 10, 82-72, 54 seconds left to go. Thomas gets the ball, gets set for a second free throw, and he missed it. Ball bounces around, Sharaf jumps, so the Utes gets it, crosses the timeline, 48 seconds left to go. Sharaf jumps, drives inside, nice move, gets off in the corner. Asar and a foul. Nope, it's gonna be an offensive foul. It's gonna be, I want to say maybe a travel. I couldn't really see the signal. I think it
might have been. I did not see what the official called, but also Cincinnati, now that they've surpassed 80 points, have not lost this year when they've scored 80. I'm pretty sure they're 5-0 when they've scored 80-plus points. So
over the last 2 games, Cincinnati's averaging 88.5 points per game as Gabe Madsen checks out. Here comes Caleb Lohner, the dual sport athlete for the Utes. 4 catches, 4 touchdowns for him this year. Tight end for Utah. Day Thomas gets the inbound. They foul Thomas. He'll go to the line once again for 2 free throws. And you talk about Jizzle James. He had a great game, but he's gone quiet recently in the second half.
Yeah.
But you see what Cincinnati's been able to do there.
It's just those players that, kind of just been flying under the radar, like Lukosius he's in double figures.
That's a quiet 11 for CMOS. Thomas' first free throw is up. It rims out, unfortunately. 41.4 remains. Cats up by 10, though. Lukosius comes out. I believe insert Dylan Mitchell I believe. Both teams make substitutions. Thomas gets set for a second free throw. He puts it up, and it's good. Day Thomas, 7 points tonight. Cats up by 11, 41.4 remaining. Sharab Jumps has it, crosses the timeline, guarded by Mitchell. Sharab Jumps has it, foul called by Dylan Mitchell, and Wes Miller claps. He likes that. Not a bad decision. Cincinnati has fouls to give. 36.5 remains in this game. Cats up by 11. Hunter Erickson will inbound it for the Utes. In front of the scorer's table, he's looking, gets it off. Here's Mason Madsen. Cincinnati fouls Day Thomas. Fouls Mason Madsen. I think miscommunication between him and Wes Miller. He was not happy. And you see Miller saying, don't foul, don't foul. Erickson gives off to Sharab Jumps on the inbound. Sharab Jumps at the right wing, goes straight away, pulls up from 3, lets it fly, and he makes it. Mike Sharab Jumps, 8 points tonight. Utes trail 75-83. Thomas receives the inbound, crosses the timeline. A foul is caught on Sharab Jumps with 26 seconds remaining in this game.
Yeah, that's a big three-pointer, though, because if Jizzle misses one of these free throws, it's still a three-possession game, so that was a big-time shot.
James coming into tonight, 71% from the free throw line. He had 24 points against BYU, averaging just around 20 points per game and shooting 67% from the floor. Over his last 2 games, he makes the first free throw for 24 on the night. James, his second free throw, and he makes them both. 25-piece nugget for Jizzle James. Cats up by 10, 85-75. Sharab Jumps. Once again, he lets it fly. No good. Fight for rebound. Bandego gets it. And the Utes will call off the Dogs. Bearcats have to cross the timeline, though.
Big time win.
As the clock winds down to 0-0. Cincinnati defeats Utah 85-75 for the 3rd consecutive win. Led by Jizzle James, 25 points on the night. But Josh Reed, 13 points off the bench, a new career high for him, and the Bearcats advance to 15-9 on the year, while the Utes fall to 13-11 this season. We talked about it. Even though March Madness looked really bleak for both teams, a win would serve a huge purpose for both of these teams. In Cincinnati, 3-game winning streak now. They get that much-needed win, and what could turn the tide this year for the Bearcats.
Huge win. The Bearcats, they're just getting hot at the right time. Like we've said a lot tonight, they ended that last 3 minutes and 24 seconds on a 13-3 run. And now you're going into the ending stretch here of Big 12 play, heading into the Big 12 tournament. And, you know, is it too soon to say, are they back?
We'll find out momentarily in these next couple of games, but looking at the second half stats, you know, Lawson Lovering for Utah had 14 points this game. He was only limited to 2 points in that second half. 2 points. He was killing UC in the paint, but he finishes with 14. Looking at the Utes, Gabe Madsen, 28 points. Lawson Lovering, 14. Mike Sharab Jumps, 8 points. Ezra Asar, he was quiet too in that second half with 8 points. Yeah. But for the Bearcats, Jizzle James, 25 points. Josh Reed, 13 points. Luke Hocius, a quiet 11. Bandego, a quick and swift 10 points. Bearcats win 85-75. Only 3 turnovers in that second half for Cincinnati.
They really cleaned it up, and also, like we were saying, they went away from their inside offensive game. They were really just shooting threes, centering their offense around Madsen in that second half, and at the end of the day, came back to bite them in the end when they couldn't get any point production in those last couple of minutes. But again, huge win for Cincinnati. They score 85 points. The offense comes alive again, and that's all they got to do. If you can score in bunches like that, you're going to win games down the stretch if you're consistent enough. Jizzle James, like we said, needed to be hot, 25 points again. And how about some of the guys like Josh Reed coming off the bench with 13 points? You know, if that happens coming down the stretch, Cincinnati can win some really good games with guys like that.
Over the final 3 minutes and 24 seconds, Cincinnati goes on a 13-3 run that wins them the game, and the Utes fall to 1 of 7 in the state of Ohio. They are now 0-4 in Cincinnati all time. Next up for the Utes, they will play the Kansas Jayhawks on February the 15th on ESPN. That's an 8 p.m. tip-off. Now for Cincinnati, their next opponent, they will play at Iowa State on the 15th of February on ESPN2, 4 p.m. Jack Ritchie, I'm Christian McGowan. We thank you for tuning in. The Caps win 85-75. They get their 15th win of the year. We thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you again. Have a good night.